Now, in our first story, the Greater Accra region is leading with more challenged cases in the ongoing nationwide voter registration exercise. The OT region has also recorded the highest percentage of registered voters in the ongoing exercise. Now, if the trend in pace of registering voters continues, the Greater Accra region alone will constitute more than 20% of total registered voters in the country. The region currently constitutes some 20.9% of the country's voter population. Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission in charge of corporate affairs, Dr. Bosman Asare, gave the update at the third edition of the Let the Citizen Know series. Latif Idris has been monitoring the event and joins us on the line. Latif, what more has Dr. Asare been saying?
All right, Daniel. So today what the commission seeks to do is to give the breakdown as far as the accumulated number of registered voters across the country is concerned. You remember somewhere last week we brought you updates on the second phase of the ongoing exercise. Now, today we have the figure from the Electoral Commission. This is confirmed. What we put out last week, according to the commission, was provisional. So today they've come up with the correct and accurate figure as far as the number of registered voters is concerned. And this is it. After the second phase of the ongoing exercise, maybe let me take us back a bit. So the first phase, we recorded some 2,225,826 voters across the country. On the second phase, that's phase 2, we recorded some 2,219,520. So if you put this together, at the end of the first phase, we are looking at some 4,455,346 people have registered across the country. Now, if you go down, there is also another table that gives you the breakdown on the 2020 VR proof of eligibility. The proof of eligibility, we know there is the Ghana card, there is passport, and also the guarantorship system. If you look at the Ghana card, it is leading the pack with some 62.34%. So if you take this over 4 million people who have registered, 62% of them went to register using the Ghana card, 1.9 registered using the passport, and then 36.72 registered using the guarantorship option that has been made available by the Electoral Commission. You know, we've had some 0.2% challenge at the various registration centers across the country. And on that score, the Greater Accra region is leading with challenged cases. Now, Daniel, another issue that has also come up has to do with the quantum of registrants across the country. It has come up that the border towns have recorded the highest number of registrants in the ongoing exercise. The OT region alone, we know constitutes not much when you look at the accumulated voter population. But percentage-wise, the OT region is leading with some margin that is far above the Greater Accra region. So OT region is leading, and the Western North, the Western region, all these places are border towns. The Volta region, they are leading the pack when you look at the percentage-wise, the number of people that have registered in the ongoing exercise, Daniel.
Latif, when you say percentage-wise, those who have registered, shed some more light on that for me. You mean the percentage of the accumulated voter population that has registered so far?
So it's the percentage of accumulated number of registrants who now have their names in the album. So the Greater Accra region has a huge number of people that have had their eligibility challenged. So you go to the registration center to register, and then someone comes up and say, you are not a Ghanaian, you are not up to age, you are a minor. So then there is a committee that has been set up by the Electoral Commission to sit down and look into for you to prove that, yes, I am a Ghanaian and that I've turned 18 or I'm above 18, and so I can register. On that score, the Greater Accra is leading. That is a challenge case. But if you go down and look at the number of people who have registered across the country, the OT region is leading more than the Greater Accra region.
Thank
but
you.
What Dr. Bosmanasari is saying is that if we look at the trend, the delays, the BVR non-functioning, and all of that, if this continues for us throughout the registration exercise, then the Greater Accra region would have the highest number of registered voters to go into the elections. You know, like I just pointed out, the OT region is leading, but in terms of numbers, you can't compare OT region's population to that of the Greater Accra region. So OT may be leading in percentage, but if you come to real actual numbers, the Greater Accra is on top as far as number of registered voters are concerned. Daniel.
Lassie, thank you very much for those updates. We stay in the arena of politics.